Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the class. Wa alaikum assalam, Rahim. Wa alaikum assalam, Amal, Noctis, Musa, Musab. Welcome to the class. How are you guys? It's up to you, Rahim, but we will cover everything that we cover in the October November session in this session as well. So it's up to you. Wa alaikum assalam, Abdul Rafi. Welcome to the class. Okay. I'd like the new students, because this is our first class in this new session. The aim is to complete the entire syllabus by the end of February or start of March, inshallah. So because we have a few new students, let's introduce ourselves. If all of you can give a brief intro of yourself, your class, city, and school, so that you guys can get to know each other, as well as I can get to know you as well. Even the students of the previous session, they can also introduce themselves. If you can write class, city, school, or anything that you'd like us to know about. While you guys introduce yourselves, I'll just Walaikum Salam Zainab, welcome to the class. I'll just give an overview of the syllabus that we need to cover for physics. Okay. Apparently we have a Nazi as well. Candidates would, like you guys, would be expected to have knowledge of all these six sections in physics, right? The first section that will start would be this thermal physics. This is the first section that we'll do, inshallah. So we are starting with thermal physics today, and hopefully we should be able to complete this section in around 3 weeks. Then we'll move on to the next sections. Okay, now this is for IGCSE students. Those who take IGCSE, for you guys, you will be giving paper 2, which is multiple choice questions, paper 4, which is your theory, paper 6, which is your ATP, alternate to practical. If you live in the UK, then you will be giving paper 5 rather than paper 6. So for paper 2, this is for IGCSE students only. You'll get 45 minutes to solve 40 questions. You'll have 40 multiple choice questions, and you'll have to solve it within the 45-minute duration. Your next paper, which is the theory, the duration is 1 hour and 15 minutes, so a total of 75 minutes to solve an exam paper worth 80 marks. So the total marks here would be 80. In this paper, you'll get short structured questions. And the last paper, which is paper 6, which is alternate to practical rather than practical, you guys will be, in Pakistan, you guys will be taking ATP. This will have a duration of 1 hour, total marks 40. And this would be based, like, you will have structured questions here as well. And this would be based on experimental skills rather than your regular syllabus. So this is the assessment criteria or the assessments that you'll have for IGCSE students. For O-level students, you will be taking paper 1, which is multiple choice questions, same as the other one, but the difference here is you'll get 1 hour. You'll get 15 extra minutes to solve the same number of questions. So you'll have 40 questions here. This was the same for IGCSE students, but you'll get 15 extra minutes to solve this entire MCQ paper. Your second paper, paper 2, is the theory paper. You'll have to solve it within 1 hour 45 minutes. Total marks 80. So you get half an hour extra to solve the theory. Then you'll be taking paper 4, which is ATP similar to the IGCSE students. So 1 hour 40 marks, and this would be based on experimental skills. Do you guys have any questions related to your syllabus, assessment criteria? If no, then we'll just get started with our syllabus right now. Any questions? Okay, so we'll start with states of matter. This is a common chapter. Musab has asked, are O levels easier than IGCSE? They are considered the same standard, Musab. They are considered the exact same standard. So an A star in O level would be equivalent to an A star in IGCSE. The syllabus is also more or less the same, very minimal changes in the syllabus. The difficulty is very similar. But the thing is, sometimes O level exam papers are harder, but their grade boundaries are lower as well. So that balances everything. You don't get your grades in percentage in O levels or IGCSE. Percentile system is followed. In percentile, if you get a harder paper, overall, on average, the students tend to perform below par, right? So they perform below expectations, which brings down the grade boundaries. So for O level or IGCSE, these grade boundaries, they even out the effect of difficulty. So O levels tends to be slightly difficult, but the grade boundaries are lower as well. So that balances everything. Okay, now we have 3 states of matter: solids, liquids, and gases. In solids, the particles are packed closely in a regular pattern. I'll make a few molecules here. So this is how particles in a solid are arranged. You can see there is a regular pattern, very neat rows. We call it a regular pattern. The regular pattern. The rows are quite neat, right? So another thing that we notice here, particles are quite close to each other. Because the particles are close to each other, the forces of attraction must be really strong. Strong forces of attraction. As you can see, the particles are held closely. They are close to each other. So that would mean very strong forces of attraction. We define the movement of particles in a solid as vibrate about their fixed positions. Vibrate about fixed positions. So we can't say they move around. Now this particle A here, I'll call this particle A. Now this particle A can't move around and reach this point or this point or this point. It just vibrates about its fixed position. It remains in its position. It will just vibrate left, right, up, down at a certain angle, but remain in its position. So very limited movement, close to no movement, just vibrations, right? They don't move around from one place to another. They just stay in their position, but vibrate slightly. Because they are vibrating, there is very limited vibrations. We can say there is an energy related to movement of objects. We call it kinetic energy. The movement is very limited here, so we can say kinetic energy very small.